Hey everybody, welcome back to one of our Pokemon analyses for the new DLC Pokemon. This one should be a little bit shorter because I'm not going to do all this explanation. But as you can see on the screen, we have our next Pokemon to analyze, and that's going to be Azumarill. Azumarill is a super fun Pokemon. I really like it. It's got one of the cool combinations of Belly Drum Aqua Jet that you can see on this current set on the screen, which can make it pretty deadly, at least in past formats. As far as usage goes, 2015, it saw quite a bit of use late in the format after Worlds. And then 2014 it had use. I wasn't a part of VGC then, but I know people were using it. And then, 2016 didn't see use. 17, 17 it wasn't allowed. 2018 it saw use again. In fact, it won a couple of regionals, from what I understand, on these Mega Gengar Como teams, and it was coupled with like Clefairy to help set up. So that was a usage then, and then 19 didn't get used, and 20 it's just now getting reintroduced. So Azumarill, what is Azumarill? It's a Water Fairy type. We see here that we know that's pretty good typing defensively. Offensively, like it's really solid typing. So it's got that going for it. Shininess, if you like gold, this is your Pokemon. I prefer blue. That might be an unpopular opinion, but yellow, I don't know, it's more yellow to me. So anyways, there's your shiny form. I'm gonna stick with blue. I like blue. I really like color blue. So abilities, it's got some really superb abilities for it. Okay, never mind. Thick Fat's a great ability, not on Azumarill. It doesn't need Thick Fat in order to resist those. But I guess it's cool to resist it even more. Sap Sipper obviously could take away its grass weakness, which, it sounds really good. Like you want to use, like, oh yeah, I should use Sap Sipper. But look at its attack stat. It's 50. It's garbage. But Huge Power doubles that. And it doubles this number here. So whatever this number is, double it with Huge Power. So with Azumarill, you take the grass weakness, but you double the attack. And this moveset is why. But really quick, you can see it actually has really good bulk. 100 HP, 80 defenses. That's pretty solid. Like, not the bulkiest Pokemon, but generally that's pretty solid. So it's got decent bulk, and then it's got a huge attack stat. Like, I think I read somewhere, like, after you max it out and double this number, it's the equivalent of, like, base 150, maxed out. So that's 224 attack stat. That's huge, huge. Sorry. Anyway, so this set I have here is historically pretty normal set. So you run Citrus Berry because after you Belly Drum, you get some of that HP back, like half of what you lost back. And I'm gonna point this out now for anyone that's done this on accident. When you're running Belly Drum, you run your HP number has to be even. You make it even, because if it's 201 and you press Belly Drum, it's gonna drop to like 101, and you're not gonna get the Citrus Berry. But if you run 202, you drop to 101. That's 50%. So, you're at 51% after the Belly Drum, you're at 50% after the Belly Drum. Always run an even number with Belly Drum. Cannot stress that enough. And, a lot of people have learned that the hard way, including myself at times, or when I'm just not paying attention. So, yeah. So Citrus Berry is the item to use if you're going to run Belly Drum. Then the typical moveset would be Aqua Jet, some other attacking move, which in this case is showing knockoff, Belly Drum, and then Protect. So Aqua Jet makes sense. Like, you get the +6 attack, and then you just start knocking things out with that priority Aqua Jet. Like, bada bing, bada boom, done. Not everything though, and that's where this move comes in. So obviously you could run, it's a fairy type, so you could run Play Rough. The problem with that is, at least in past formats, your Pokemon that didn't like to take Aqua Jet also could take Play Rough, like Venusaur or a Moongus. A Moongus is a big one because poison resists fairy and grass resists water. So a lot of times you would see something like Knockoff to hit those Pokemon, but it also like blows up something like Cresselia back in the day. However, knockoff is not on Amungus's or an Azumarill's moveset anymore. At least not this right now. Maybe if we get move tutors in a future game. That's how it got it in the past. So for right now, no knockoff. Can't have that. I would use like Frustration or Return, because that would blow up like Mega Venusaur really well. Again, that was removed from the game, which I'm really sad about. So that's not an option. So what are we left with? Well, let's get into maybe how we can use Amoonguss in the future. Alright, here we go. So here's the same set I was just running. Like, I think maxing the attack makes the most sense because, I mean, for every point you raise, that's 222, that's 224. You're really getting 2 points every point you raise. So I would just max it out and you do as much damage. It's got pretty good natural bulk as it is, so I would just raise its HP and whatever. So I give it mostly HP, and you can play around with it. Like, you can give a little less HP if you want more in one of the defenses, or maybe some more speed. Those are options. You can give more HP if you really want, and no speed and nothing else. Yeah, like just max out the attack. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't go a whole lot of speed unless you, like, for whatever reason wanted to be super fast and don't want to run Aqua Jet. I'm not so sold on that one. Like, maybe you could run like a Jolly Nature and just you'd have to go 4 and then do that. Like, how fast is that? 112? 112's not bad. Okay, I could see that. Like, that I could see that as being usable. And then, like, don't even run Aqua Jet or something. So, okay. Like, maybe. Not... Try it out if you want, but typically I'm relying on Aqua Jet. Although more on that in a little bit regarding the use like Aqua Jet in this format. So I'll just typically run something kind of like that. But you know, EV spreads are going to vary based on people. There's no perfect EV spread. There's only the right EV spread for particular team composition or what you're trying to accomplish with the Pokemon Azumarill. So Aqua Jet, Belly Drum, Protect. I was thinking Body Slam, because Venusaur is around, and Play Rough's not going to hit Venusaur, and Amoonguss. Amoonguss is back. And like I talked about in the last video, Amoonguss. So Body Slam might be really good as an option, or Double Edge even. Like I'm a little hesitant for that, but Double Edge is an option, just as a coverage move, and that can hit most things. That Dragapult, I guess, would be a problem. Aqua Jet can't hit Dragapult. So there's Ice Punch. That's also an option. I probably wouldn't recommend Iron Tail. Again, Play Rough can hit Dragapult if you really want to hit that. Apparently you could run Steel Roller. I'm not going to say anything. Superpower is decent. I don't know if I wouldn't run that on a Belly Drum set, most likely. So yeah. Oh, it gets Bounce. Ooh. More on that later. More on that later. Yeah, so you gotta, I feel like Body Slam, yeah, I would say Body Slam, Ice Punch, Play Rough, those are probably gonna be your Double Edge, maybe, Brick, maybe, maybe. Those are gonna probably be your go-to, second moves if you're gonna run like Belly Drum, Protect on a team. So those are pretty good options. Another option is you can drop Protect for like a liquidation or something. Maybe it depends if you're gonna Dynamax. I've noticed a lot of Pokemon that are designed to set up in Dynamax, they don't even run Protect because they can just use their setup move for Max Guard. So you can consider that. But if you're really wanting to go for the Aqua Jet, I would probably run Protect because Amoonguss can be heavily targeted when they can, because man, sometimes when that thing gets up a Belly Drum, it's so destructive, like so destructive. I'm not so sure about the Aqua Jet Belly Drum and stuff because Dynamax makes things so much more bulky that it would be really hard for Aqua Jet to take out unless it's super effective, then maybe. But there's some things that you're not gonna get the KO. Like just to look at this right off the hand, like let's look at Dragapult. So you go +6, like, even without Dynamax, that's not doing enough. because of it's resisted. Like, is that right? Yeah, that is right. So, and then, you know, Dynamax is forget about it. So even if you hit it with water, like, yeah, like, I mean, it's resisted in the, anyways, but you're doing nothing if it Dynamaxes. Like, or like, I even want to look at, like, can I look at Charizard? So yeah, that would get a Charizard, which would be cool, but not in the sun. So there's a good example. Like, so say the sun's up, you can actually KO non-Dynamax Charizard in the sun at +6. You could probably even get it at +5 if you have to. Maybe not +4. Okay, you get it at +4 pretty much. So, but then the sun comes into play, and it Dynamaxes. Now you're hosed. But Waterfall could get it. But yeah, so I think that's where it's gonna get a little tricky with the Belly Drum Aqua Jet set. However, I do think a couple other sets. So here's the Choice Band set we've seen. So you could run Body Slam, Aqua Jet. This way you can run both Aqua Jet and. The problem is you lock into a move, which isn't a bad thing. And coming off to essentially 224 attack, that's strong. So just base damage, that's really powerful. So that's another option, is to run a Choice Band set. You can play around with these. You could even, like I said, we could even try our cheeky max speed set or something, like, and run Tailwind. Oh, actually, that'd be kind of cool if I like Tailwind with it and then just start bopping stuff. So that's an option. I think an Assault Vest set could actually be really neat. Personally, I would actually probably do that. Because this actually, I could see this being a good Dynamax, and even looking at, now I just noticed that, I'd run Bounce, because when you get Max Airstream, which is really cool. So I think an Assault Vest set could be really cool on teams, just like as like a, if you need like a tanky water type, like that can do some decent damage. Especially if you have Trick Room support, like, yeah, I like the idea of Azumarill with an Assault Vest, and like as a pretty good Dynamax option. I would consider that. I think that could be a really cool set. So play rough, Liquidation, Aqua Jet, Bounce, and then, you know, you could always have other options like Body Slam and the Ice Punch. With Bounce, I really like. I don't see a need for Ice Punch. Yeah, and then one other set to try out would be, I guess this would be like super dedicated to Trick Room, where again, even number, max the attack, and then you can like figure out what you want to like put it all into that or split it. It doesn't really matter at that point. What matters is just these two. So get up Trick Room, get up your Belly Drum, and then kind of like Snorlax, although maybe not as good, but maybe still good. And then you got your two big moves when you Dynamax, and then outside of Dynamax you have the Aqua Jet option. So that's one option. I've seen, you could try something super cheeky, like say some berry, and then go ahead and go Sap Sipper, and then run like a Perish Song kind of thing going. If you're running a Perish Song team, like you guys that have been watching me know, I really like Perish Song right now, and I've been using that. So you could try something like that. Granted, you're not going to do a lot of damage that way, so maybe you just like don't. And like I would probably drop Play Rough or something for Helping Hand. I don't know. Like, there's better Perish Song users like Politoed and Primarina and Lapras. Like I'd even use Marowak or Wigglytuff instead. Maybe Wigglytuff. I really want to try Wigglytuff though. Let's be real. Encore is good. Okay, if you're gonna run Perish Song though, like run Politoed. It's probably better than Azumarill. The upside to this is Sap Sipper. So, although I could see like I could see myself running something like this. That's offensive. That's just like an offensive Perish Songer. Yeah, I don't know. You could try that, but I wouldn't be super about that. If I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna run Perish Song on like some different stuff. So there's that option. As far as teammates go, stuff to help it support, Moongus is a really good user or good partner, because of, I mean, if you watched the last video, you know it's got Rage Powder, which can help it deal with like electric types. The electric types aren't super common. There's a lot of electric coverage. Fortunately, Duraludon gets around that, but oh well. But and then there's Clefairy. I think Clefairy is really solid, especially with the Friend Guard ability. And of course you have Follow Me, and you have Helping Hand. Like Helping Hand's great. Like I wish Amoonguss got Helping Hand. That'd be a little silly. Also, Amoonguss gets a new move in Pollen Puff, which is really cool. This thing doesn't get Helping Hand, right? Like, that'd be so dumb if they gave it Helping Hand. Yeah, okay. It gets Pollen Puff, so you can try and like heal it up and stuff. So those are two options. Fake Out users are really good. So I could just see like Incineroar. It's like a core of Incineroar, Azumarill, Amoonguss. You know, that Fire, Water, Grass core could be really solid because Fake Out is really helpful in setting up the terrain, or not the terrain, the Belly Drum. So yeah, so like Incineroar, or I don't know, you can try Scrafty if you want to try Scrafty. It's hard to use Scrafty because Incineroar is probably better. Yeah, like any Fake Out user, you know, you got a whole host of them here. Indeedee, actually, yeah. No, don't. Maybe Indeedee. It depends if you're going for Aqua Jet or not. But I'd be really hesitant to use that. Yeah, Grimmsnark would be cool because you can lower defense with like Tickle or something. I don't know. Does it get Leer? That'd be kind of cheesy. Just run like Leer. Nah, it doesn't get Leer. So, actually, does it even get Tickle? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's too bad. So, yeah. So there's like stuff, you know, stuff just to support this setup is really good. And then I would also consider running, if you don't run Amoonguss, I would consider running Rillaboom, specifically for the Grassy Surge, because you'd want to get rid of potential Psychic Terrain if someone's going to bring that or set it up. So you can just switch in Rillaboom. So that's an option. Like say if you're not using Amoonguss, and this also, you know, this also gets Fake Out, so that makes it superb as a Pokemon to help the setup. If you're going for Belly Drum, yeah, I think that would be good. Or if you're just running a Sylveus set, you can do that, or a Choice Band set. You can make sure you can Aqua Jet, like getting Rillaboom in, resetting the terrain. So Rillaboom would probably be a really solid Pokemon, and then you can always use Clefairy as a redirector. So that might be actually really cool to try out. And then I'd probably use Dragapult even. Yeah, we'll see. So that'll be about it for Azumarill there. I hope that's a good rundown for you guys. These are very casual, very just really put together real quick, just to give you guys like that haven't experienced some of these Pokemon or are new to the VGC this year. Just give you a rundown of some of this stuff that historically has done well or made a splash in the formats. So, all right, guys, catch you in the next one. Take it easy. I'll get back to you hopefully tomorrow. I'm recording a bunch of these, so I can just do this until the format changes and we can get into battling. All right, guys, take it easy. Later.